My name is Laura, and I am a 21-year-old college student living in sunny California. I'm pursuing a degree in banking at one of the top universities here, and it has impacted my life in ways I never imagined. Standing at 5 feet 7 inches, I've always been proud of my fit physique thanks to my dedicated routine of yoga and running. My hair is a golden blonde that often catches the light, making me feel as though I'm glowing. People often tell me I'm strikingly beautiful with my bright blue eyes and a smile that can light up a room. At home, I usually dress casually, preferring denim shorts and pastel t-shirts, like my favorite pink and blue ones. Underneath, I wear delicate white lingerie that contrasts beautifully with my tan. I have a peculiar dislike for socks, so my feet, which are size 6.5 US, are almost always bare, finished off with my favorite white nail polish. While I change the color from time to time, white always feels like the perfect choice. My stepfather, Phoenix, became a part of our lives when I was just entering my teenage years. He has always been a constant presence, supportive, though sometimes overly so. Our relationship is complicated, filled with emotions and moments that are hard to describe. At university, I am known not only for my appearance, but also for my drive. Banking is a challenging field, and I'm one of the few women in my classes, often taking the lead in group projects and discussions. My professors praise my analytical skills and my ability to see beyond the numbers, understanding the human side of finance. One evening, after a particularly long day of classes, I returned home to find Phoenix in the kitchen making dinner. The smell of his homemade pasta filled the house, a comforting scent after a day filled with lectures and spreadsheets. "Hey Laura, how was your day?" Phoenix asked, his eyes scanning me from head to toe, checking to see if I was okay. "It was packed, but good," I replied, setting my books down. We had this intense debate about ethical banking practices. I think I made a good case. He smiled, nodding approvingly. That's my girl, always making an impact. As we ate, our conversation shifted from school to life, and somehow we started discussing personal boundaries and relationships. Phoenix has always been open to discussing anything, sometimes a bit too open. "You know, Laura, you're growing into such a beautiful and intelligent woman," he said, his voice low, almost intimate. "It's important to set boundaries, but also to know when to expand them." I felt a chill, not from discomfort, but from the complexity of what he was implying. Our talks had always skirted around something more, something unspoken but felt. Later that night, as I prepared for bed, I looked at myself in the mirror. The white lingerie stood out against my skin, and I thought about Phoenix's words on boundaries, about the life I was building for myself, both in academia and beyond. The next day at university, I threw myself back into my studies, but the thoughts from the previous night lingered. Banking wasn't just about numbers. It was about relationships, trust, and sometimes crossing or setting boundaries. As I navigated through my classes, I couldn't shake the feeling that my life was a blend of contrasts, clear-cut lines of finance, and the murky, complex emotions at home. Every day, brought new challenges, both at school and with Phoenix, shaping me into someone constantly learning not just about banking, but about self love and the boundaries we choose to set or ignore. Life at university was demanding, but there was another layer to my daily struggle: a constant back pain due to a hernia in my lower back. It wasn't debilitating, but it was a constant reminder of my body's limitations, pushing me to seek relief whenever possible. At home, one of the sources of that relief was Phoenix. After a long day of classes and stress about exams, I came home, my body aching for rest. Phoenix noticed my discomfort the moment I walked through the door. "Tough day?" he asked, his voice full of concern. "My back's killing me," I admitted, dropping my bag with a sigh. Without hesitation, he said, "Come on, let's get you some relief." We moved to the living room where I lay on my stomach on the couch. Phoenix, who had learned how to give massages due to his own back issues, started gently. His touch was warm and soothing as he worked the knots out of my lower back. I couldn't help but feel the tension ease away. His fingers knew exactly where to press, turning the pain into a distant memory. "You're amazing at this," I murmured, my voice muffled by the cushion. Phoenix chuckled. "I've had a lot of practice." The massage continued, his hands moving with a rhythm that felt almost hypnotic. It wasn't just about physical relief. It was a moment of deep care that went beyond the ordinary. When he finished, I sat up, feeling revitalized, yet strangely emotional. "Thank you, Phoenix. That was incredible," I said, turning to face him. There was a moment of silence where our eyes locked, and I felt a wave of overwhelming gratitude. Without thinking, I leaned forward and kissed him on the cheek. It was quick, just a gesture of thanks, but laden with a complexity of emotions. He smiled, a little surprised, but warm. "Anytime, Laura. You know I'm always here for you." That night, as I lay in bed, I reflected on the boundaries we navigate, not just in banking, but in our personal lives. The massage had been more than just physical relief. It had touched something deeper, something I wasn't yet ready to fully explore, but couldn't ignore either. The next day at university, my body felt lighter, but my mind was heavy with thoughts of Phoenix, our home life, and how every interaction seemed to layer our relationship with new meanings. Banking was about understanding the flow of money, but life seemed to be about understanding the flow of emotions, boundaries, and the unspoken connections between people. The next evening, after another challenging day of grappling with complex financial theories, I came home with my back not only aching, but sending sharp pains down my legs. It was as if the stress of the day had found a new outlet in my body. Phoenix was reading in the living room when I limped in, my face twisted in pain. "Oh no, what's going on now?" he asked, setting his book aside with concern. "It's shooting down to my legs this time," I managed to say, my voice strained. Without a word, he guided me to sit on the couch, my legs stretched out. He began gently massaging my calves, his touch light at first, assessing the tension. As he moved to my thighs, the pain eased, replaced by soothing warmth. "You're like my own personal healer," I sighed, my words flowing more easily as the pain subsided. Phoenix smiled, focusing on a particularly tight spot near my knee. "I just want you to feel better, Laura," he said. His hands worked their magic, and when he leaned down to softly kiss the spot where the pain had been most intense, I felt a wave of gratitude and something more. It was such a tender, caring gesture that made my heart swell. "That feels so good," I whispered, my voice a mix of relief and contentment. He continued his kisses, moving from one leg to the other, each one soothing my aching muscles. I could feel the tension leave my body, replaced by a deep sense of peace. When he finished, I sat up, feeling incredibly light, as if I could float. "I could sleep for a week after this," I said, laughing, my body completely relaxed. Phoenix looked at me with warmth in his eyes. "Then go rest, Laura. You need it." That night, I lay in bed, the pain forgotten, replaced by a calm that only comes from being truly cared for. I spoke to myself in the quiet of my room, my words soft and content. "I feel so safe, so looked after. I never knew relief could feel this good." Sleep came easily, enveloping me in its embrace. My last thoughts, before drifting off, were of gratitude towards Phoenix for his hands, his kindness, and the unspoken bond that seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. In the silence of my room, I realized that while banking taught me about numbers and strategy, life at home was teaching me about the subtleties of human connection, healing, and the comfort that comes from those unexpected, tender moments. That evening, my mother announced that she had to go to her parents' house for some family business, leaving Phoenix and me alone at home. The house felt different, quieter in her absence, as though it was holding its breath. The pain in my back and legs had returned, a dull reminder of my condition. But tonight, the thought of being alone with Phoenix brought a different kind of comfort. After my mother left, I lay in bed, unable to sleep due to the pain. I knew what I needed. I got up, wearing my soft silk nightgown, and walked to Phoenix's room. The door was ajar, and I could see his silhouette in the dim light. "Phoenix," I called softly, my voice breaking the silence. He stirred, sitting up, his concern immediate. "Laura, what's wrong?" "It's my back again, and this time it's worse," I said, my voice a mix of pain and hope for relief. "Can you come to my room, please?" He didn't hesitate, following me back to my room. I lay on my stomach, the silk of my nightgown cool against my skin. "I need one of your special massages," I whispered, turning my head to look at him, my eyes pleading. Phoenix nodded and reached for the massage oil on my nightstand. He warmed some in his hands before starting. His touch was gentle yet firm, gliding over my back, shoulders, and legs, each stroke easing the tension. "Oh, that's perfect," I murmured, unable to stop talking as the relief made me chatty. "You've got magic hands, Phoenix. I swear I could melt into this bed." He chuckled softly, continuing his work, his hands now moving under the fabric of my nightgown to reach the areas where it hurt most. His touch was so soothing, so intimate, it felt like more than just a massage. Without thinking, I turned my head towards him, our faces close. "Can you kiss it like last time?" "It really helps," I said, my voice barely a whisper. He leaned down, his lips brushing against my skin, following the path where his hands had just been. Each kiss felt like a balm, not just for my physical pain, but for something deeper, something unspoken between us. I feel so much better, Phoenix. Thank you, I stammered, my words tumbling out. It's like you know exactly what I need. As the massage continued, I felt an overwhelming sense of relaxation, but also a longing for something more. Can we just fall asleep together? I want to feel this calm all night, I suggested, my voice hopeful. He paused, looking at me before nodding. I slipped out of my nightgown, the fabric pooling on the floor, leaving me in my white lingerie. Phoenix lay beside me, and I nestled into his arms, the warmth of his body against mine. This is the most relaxed I've felt in ages, I admitted, resting my head against his chest, listening to his heartbeat. I wish every night could be like this. We lay there, talking about everything and nothing, my words flowing with gratitude, comfort, and the newfound intimacy of our closeness. In the quiet of the night, with the world outside forgotten, we found a new kind of peace, a bond shaped by care, touch, and unspoken understanding. As sleep finally claimed me, it was with the comforting knowledge that in this moment I was exactly where I needed to be.